Okay, I am resuming the recording. I am going to pin my video and I'm going to go into this one. Okay, so that is better. And what also I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the chat. You can talk to me on chat. All right, that is also set. Fine. All right. So yeah. So we had seen that the center is extremely important because all the pieces gain more control of the board as they come to the center. And we had also said that it is a path for going from, it is like a traffic junction. We had said, so whoever controls the center, we had said that he has got pretty much a good control on the game. Okay, and hence central control is the first important principle, right? And how we get the control of the center is by pawns and by pieces. So pawns, we get it by actually placing our pawns in the central squares, and pieces we gain the control by placing pieces such that they attack or control the center. Okay, so what we are saying is the first principle is basically open with your either E pawn or D pawn and actually play the second, both the E pawn and D pawn, you move it in the first 3 or 4 moves. Now this is something that I tell you right now. Later on, as you become more and more proficient, there are other openings, but in the beginning what I suggest is, especially, I mean, it's a, if you are going to start, then E4 for white and E4 for black are very good moves. Okay, because as you can see, they first of all they establish a pawn in the center. The pawn further controls.
Sir.
Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Joined late because it was showing the password. That password was wrong.
Yeah. That's okay. We have just now started, so don't worry.
And this place looks like it's so odd. Like it's not like Zoom for me.
I'm not sure what it is. You are able to see the chessboard, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So today I'm showing it on Lichess screen. I'm showing you. So maybe that is what you are feeling it different. Okay. And the Lichess, you can actually change the background image. So I have set up the background image for something that I like. So maybe you are used to seeing Lichess with a different background image, maybe.
Sir.
Yeah.
Is that today and practice arena?
Practice arena is there after this class. So at 7:35, your practice arena will start on Lichess. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Sir, I have a question.
Yes.
Sir, if I capture someone's queen and I lose my queen, what should I do next?
No, it is okay. It is called as exchange. See, normally what you do is you try to make exchanges where you become profitable. Like you get opponent's rook. If you get it for your bishop, then it is a profitable exchange. But it is not always the time. So you can also you can also exchange for equality, in which case you are not getting advantage, you are not getting disadvantage also. It is sometimes you do it for some other purposes, so it is okay. So if you exchange the queens, just make sure that you are, if you are losing your queen, you also get the opponent's queen, because otherwise it's a massive. So if you only get opponent's rook, for example, then you are at a loss, because your queen is worth 9, 9.5, 10 points and the opponent's rook is worth 5 points. So I hope that exchange you do not do, but queen for a queen exchange is okay. You can continue playing. Sometimes you might do the exchange, sometimes your opponent might do the exchange. It is possible. It is completely okay. So you have to be ready for that.
Sir.
Yeah.
You didn't send any video after the last class.
I did send. I think I have sent it. No? It is actually, it is, oh, you are not after. See, last week we had tournament. So before that itself, I have sent the links on the thing. So last week itself, maybe last Monday or Tuesday, I have sent it. Maybe 10, 12 days back.
No, sir, last to last was a class on En-Passant and castling. After that, did you send a video?
I have sent it.
No, about what? I couldn't see it.
Is it?
Yeah. It wasn't there.
Let me just check. Did I not send it? If I have left, I mean, if I have forgotten, then it is this one. No, I think No, L1 chess S13 on October 5th I've sent it. Opening play. On October 5th I've sent it. So just check it. S13 it is in my, or you can directly go to the YouTube channel and watch the L1 chess S13. It is opening play. I have sent it on WhatsApp on October 5th. Okay. And that is what we are considering. And the handout I sent it on October 6th. Okay. So anyway, if you have not got it, you can ping me and I can resend it to you. But yeah, so okay, let us continue. So what we are saying is these opening principles are A, establish your pawns in the center, which is what white and black both have done. So that is a good move. Then what we said is that develop your knights to natural square. Natural square is like knight coming to F3 is a natural square. Okay. Knight coming to F3 is a natural square for white. Similarly, knight coming to C3 is also a natural square for white. See, for black, knight coming to F6 or knight coming to C6 are very natural squares. Okay. Now, between knight C3 and knight F3 is still better because it is attacking the central pawn of black. Okay. And also defending white's D4 pawn. So it is like a forceful move. It is very good. And for black, either defending your pawn with knight C6 or counter attacking white's pawn. Both of these are very good. So, and why these are very good squares, you will remember the knights become their most powerful, which is like they control 8 squares as soon as they get into this broad center. Okay, so knight, if you go to if you go to either E2 or to H3, then it is not having the full power. But when it is on F3, it is having the full power. All the 8 squares that it controls are on the chessboard. They are not falling off. Right? So hence the natural squares, I will say at a level 1 when you are playing, try to bring your knights to the natural squares. Okay. So your principles will be get E pawn, also get your D pawn moving. See, E pawn when it moves, another thing what it does is it opens up the diagonal for the queen as well as the diagonal for the bishop. Right? So that way your pieces can start coming out. So again, it is a very good move. Similarly, when you play D4, that is also a good move. Okay, that is also a good move because this bishop also gets opened and queen can also start taking part into the game. Only thing is that whether you want to do it immediately or you do it after 2 or 3 moves, and sometimes you will want to move the bishop out first and then defend your pawn like this. Okay, so maybe this and then defend it. This is also an okay move. Okay, but it is now this pawn has also moved, so this bishop is also like coming into play and this bishop is not blocked. Okay, so this is a good way of also playing. Okay, but remember that why this bishop has come, it is also controlling this d5 square, right? So this is how the actual, I think the 4 opening principles that I've said is try to move your E pawn or D pawn in the first, both E pawn and D pawn in the first 3 or 4 moves. Right? Get your knights out first. Okay. First your knight should come out. Then your bishop should come out. And queen should come out last. Okay. And why, I'll tell you. Yeah. Just hold on and then I will think. See, the knight when it is coming to, for example, knight to F3, not only is it attacking E5 square and supporting D4 square, it is also controlling this G5 and H4 squares. Okay. And why it is important? Because it is preventing this queen from coming here, right? See, queen sometimes will come if you are not, this knight is not here or something not properly developed, then the queen can come out here or here, not here because it is under bishop's line, but many times it will come to H4 and start harassing your castled king. But the knight is a very good defender. I will come to the rooks. Wait, I will come to the rooks. So knight is a very good defender of your squares around your castled king. And also it defends this knight F3 defends the G5 square and knight C3 defends the B5 squares, where sometimes your bishop will go to attack. See, for example, after some time, let us say after some time, maybe let us say something like this. Okay, and this bishop will go here. Now, sometimes there are some tactics, but having the knight here, it is like it is having an additional defense for this bishop. Okay, so this comes out to be a good. That's why this knight position is better. Or sometimes it will allow you to jump your knight to also knight can jump to g5. Okay, and then together along with this bishop, they can attack this f7 square. So again, knight f3 is a good move because it does several things. Similarly, on the black side also, knight c6 or knight f6 is a very good move for the same reasons. Okay, so they do several purposes. So hence the principle is that try to get e4 and d4 or d3 on white side. Similarly, black side trying to get e5 and either d5 or d6.
Sir,
Yeah.
When a bishop is attacking, like, you know, if you move this pawn, like if it's free to attack the king and you move, like imagine you move the black pawn on d7 to d6.
Okay.
And if the bishop goes to b5, then the best way to avoid it, except of taking your rook, except of taking your bishop, your queen, and your that horse, you can take your pawn.
Yeah, you can take the pawn, but black will allow. So for example, here, if white does not play this and white plays bishop to b5, okay, and you play d6, okay. Now you are saying that if your question is whether the bishop can take this knight, yeah, sometimes you might want to take it. It is up to you. They are more or less equal.
No, sir. I'm saying like if the knight is not there.
If the knight is not there, then going the bishop to, suppose if the black plays, knight f6, then here taking the bishop b5 doesn't make any sense, because black can simply kick away your bishop by playing c6, and then now your bishop will have to move.
I'm saying like if it's a check and your that black bishop, your black pawn is out, and if you do it like that, then moving the pawn is best.
Yeah, it is still even here. Now I'm taking your question here. e4, e5, knight f3, d6. You are supporting the pawn by d6. Now, even now, I'm saying bishop b5 is not a good move because black can kick you back with c6. Okay. So given this, normally you would like your knight to come here, but this is a special situation. You are getting one extra move by kicking the black bishop out. And after this, now this pawn is actually useful to you because it is controlling the d5 square. So then now the knight you might want to develop here. Okay. And it is still better for black. So that way, I think, so remember that when you place out this bishop to either b5 or g5, it should be done only to pin the knights and not to, if this pawn or c pawn or the f pawn can simply come up and kick away your bishop, then you have lost a move. Okay, so please don't do that. Okay, but somebody else was asking, Ara was asking, is it worth to kill a knight for a bishop? It may be. It is more or less equal. Sometimes you may want to do it, sometimes your opponent might want to do it. You should be prepared for it. Okay, fine. So what we were looking at is e4, e5. Moving the e pawn and the d pawn are good. Moving your knights, I think in the first 3 moves or 4 moves, you should have definitely moved your knight, at least one knight to the natural square, and that is the king knight most of the times. Okay, sometimes the queen knight also, but otherwise in general also in 5-6 moves, if you develop both the knights to their natural square, it is very good. You should move your bishop out, but before moving your bishop, you should have developed a knight generally. Okay, most of the 90% of the time, it is a general good rule of thumb that you can apply. And you should move your queen not immediately. First 10 moves at least, or 8 moves, unless there is some exchange and then you have to do it. Otherwise, don't try to move your queen around. Okay, because it can get pushed back. So what should be the other thing is that after moving your bishop out, let us say black plays this, then bishop comes out with the idea that now you want to castle your king. Castling the king will put the king to safety. Okay, because it will have this pawn cover and it will have this knight and typically this rook, so that it will be safe. But king is not safe in the center, because center, if the pawns can get exchanged, open lines can come and king can get caught into the center. So hence the idea that at least in the first 8 to 10 moves, you should be ready to castle your king. Sometimes you may want to castle on the queen side, rarely, but most of the time you will want to castle on the king side. Okay, and for that your bishop also has to come out, knight also has to come out. It is better that the knight comes out on the natural square. Okay, so this much if you follow, right, and what I have given in the handout, you will be generally be okay in the openings. But you have to remember to do all of these things in the first 8 or 10 moves. Okay, so
Sir, if we sir, after moving the pawn,
yeah,
if we move the
yes,
f3, can we move that? Can we move the queen?
where after e4 e5 f3 you are saying?
Yes, sir.
F3 is generally a bad
Not
move.
pawn. It is queen.
Oh, queen f3. Okay, it's not a good move. Okay, it is not a good move. I know most of the time beginners try to play like this, because what they will think is that, okay, maybe black will play this and then I will move my bishop here and I am attacking this f7 square and giving a checkmate. And if black does not see it, say he plays something like this, then you have got this checkmate, which is true. This is called as scholar's mate. Okay, you might have seen it, but generally if the black player is a little bit good, then he will not allow it. Okay, so sometimes like he will simply develop his knight. Okay, now you cannot, you are not attacking this. Now you might want to go this, right? You are saying that maybe I will do this, but then what will happen is black queen can also come out and defend it. Okay, but now you have kept on moving your queen versus black has developed his pieces around. Okay, so now black is slightly ahead in development. Can you see, do you notice that this pawn e4 is under attack by the black, right? So black gets advantage because you keep moving your queen around. And what happens is that it is not good to move your queen out. So that is what one of the principles that I've said. First move your knights, then you move your bishops, then castle, connect the rooks, and then only try to get the queen out. What happens sometimes is you may want to bring out your queen here.
Sir. Sir.
Yeah.
So like if you move your queen to like f3 and your bishop to c4.
Yeah.
Then when the black moves the knight front, then the white can make the knight go away.
Yeah. That is what I mentioned.
That's what I did once.
Yeah, but you may do it with novice players, but slightly more experienced players will never allow that. So it is not worth trying it.
They will move the pawn front.
Yeah, it is not worth.
Pawn front.
No, please listen what I'm saying. You might see, you never rely on opponent making mistakes. Okay, you should be trying to win by making good moves of yourself. You cannot be hoping that the opponent will make a mistake, because if he does not make a mistake, then what is the thing? So like now in this position, suppose if the black plays this knight c6 and you play bishop c4, thinking that, oh, black may not notice it that I will give a checkmate here and play something, but black will simply play this. And then what? Right now your queen itself is blocking the good square of your knight. Okay,
so
and
I was saying then the white should take the pawn and make that horse on the block which is blocking the queen move.
No, how will you do that? How will you do that? Maybe I think you can separately send me on WhatsApp. Okay, you can separately send me what do you think are the moves, and I will reply to you. Okay, but all of these things do not work out. Okay, that's why I suggest that don't move out your queen. Some people move out the queen in the beginning to queen h5. Okay, they are thinking that, okay, I'm attacking this pawn. If black does not notice, then I will be able to capture it, right? If black plays knight f6, you will simply capture the pawn. But black can be very clever and he can develop at the same in the way that I have talked about, opening principles, and he can still kick away the black. So now you might play bishop c4, thinking that, oh, black might make a mistake by playing knight f6, in which case my queen will come here and give a checkmate. But black need not be this foolish thing. He will play very simply. He will push g6. Then your queen will come here. Okay, because it is now you are still attacking with the bishop and the queen on f7. Black will say, fine, no problem, I am bringing my knight up here. Then your queen might come here, right? And then you are still threatening this one. And black might still, black can still do a lot of damage. Black can start playing like this, okay, and it will attacking your queen. Okay, you might give a check, but after that, what both your pieces will be attacked and the queen will have to move. If the queen goes to some other square, this knight can come here and give a check and trap the king and the rook, etc. So moving your queen early is not a good idea at all. Don't try to do it. So follow the principles that I have given in the handout. Okay.
Sir,
So
like if the black moves his horse over there, you give it a check, then it will still be a checkmate because the king. Oh yeah, no.
no, there is no. I think you have. No. I don't think you have. See, there is no checkmate there. Okay, maybe you try this with a game with somebody, and then he will show you what is the thing to be done. Okay, good player like this will come here. There is no checkmate there. Okay, you think that it is a checkmate. It is actually not a checkmate. You think I will take this. It's not a checkmate. King will come here. Okay, and queen is still attacked. Okay, and there are so many these ones. So it is not like it can be getting into a messy position. Okay, and you might still not be. So if now you have to maintain your queen on this diagonal to defend the bishop, but this pawn is also going to fall now, right? So a lot of things might happen. So don't think that, and it is not a checkmate. Okay.
So
Yeah.
but if in that move you showed, what if the queen moved to b4? What would happen?
Queen moves to b4. Here.
Yeah, because if the
Bishop will
bishop
simply
goes
capture
there,
bishop will simply capture the queen. Plus, otherwise the knight can also give a royal fork. Knight can take c2, give a check to the king, and capture the queen. Okay. So it is not easy. So don't try to just listen to what I'm saying. Okay, don't try to move out your queen before you have developed your central pawns, your knights to their natural squares, and bishops. If you do move your queen, sometimes you may get, because your opponent is careless, you may win something. But if the opponent is even level 2 kind of a player, he will simply keep pushing, and he will make your life miserable for your queen, and he will easily win the game. Okay, I will send you a link of what happens if you try to game an explanation of a game, what happens. Okay, so don't try to do it. It is all thing. It is bad moves. It is bad to get your queen out early. Remember that. Don't try to play queen f3 or queen f6 on second move or third move, etc. Okay, get your things. And somebody was asking about rooks. So I think maybe Vihan. Yeah, the whole idea is that the rooks get their power when they are in the center. So the rook actually, after castling, your rook should come to e1 or d1, both the rooks, and then they control a lot of firepower along these lines. Okay, along the e file or the d file, and hence it is good to get your king castled, and both your, so ideal thing should be like, so if you want to quickly see an ideal development, how it happens, right? bc4 and nf6, and then white plays d3, black might play d6, and white might, I'm just showing you very quickly what might happen. Knight c3, how it is, and bishop e7. Maybe this bishop white will castle probably, right? And black will also play bishop e6, maybe. I'm just saying it is. So so white might go here, and then black might castle, and something like this. So generally, I mean, when experts play, the game goes like this. Okay. So, and what is the thing? See, white has castled, black has castled. This rook is going to come on e1. Black's rook is going to probably come on e8. Something like that. And maybe after this, the queen will decide whether it has to move, maybe to c8, c1, or e2, or something like that. and at least one rook will come on the central files. Okay, so that this is how you complete your development, get all your forces into the play. Right now you see here all the forces of white and black have come into picture, except probably these two rooks on a1 and a8, but they are also going to join the thing soon, right? So this is how you do it. So just look at the handout, and I have given very good explanation of why you do that, plus what I have explained here. So this is how you should play your openings. Okay, so if you do that, you will generally be in good position. You will generally not be thinking, and obviously you have to defend anything. Suppose if the opponent attacks your pawn, you have to defend it. Like in this case, white has attacked black's pawn, so you should defend it, and hopefully defend it with a good move which is in line with the opening principles. If you do that, you will have a very good game. Okay, so that is pretty much what I had for the what do you call, for this opening principles. So please, yeah. So yeah, so I think pretty much this is done. Yeah, LHS is going to start. So I'm pretty much done. So I'm going to now stop the recording.
So it started already.